you saying, bro?
I mean, there's no small talk into this one. There's no point kiki, pasa pasa.
There was no way that we couldn't do this episode.
We had to congregate, especially.
We have somebody from the alopecia community.
Yes.
The family, the village, the tribe on the podcast. How could we not?
Yes.
We did an episode about the artists, the black artists, taking back the power from the awards. And then fucking hell, man.
2 days later.
2 days later.
Can you imagine how fuming I was waking up on Monday morning?
I was
knowing the episode was coming out the next day. We recorded 2 days earlier.
Trying to think of 100 ways that we could just wedge in a section to
Can we edit?
It would have been so shit, but we thought about it. So, I think just by default, you're probably Team Jada.
Oh. Jada, I care less about.
Okay.
Jada, she's problematic.
Very problematic. We'll get onto that one.
But what I am team for is slapping people for talking shit.
Yes, let's normalize it.
I feel like more people... I feel like a lot of people fuck around these days.
They do.
I feel like not enough find out.
100%.
And I'm all for slapping people for talking shit, generally speaking. I'm also pro... I don't like Will Smith.
Why don't you like Will Smith?
He's just a very sus geezer.
You're sus. Carry on.
He's a very sus Scientologist. However, I am pro talking. I'm pro slapping someone if someone's talking shit about your woman. I think that as a bloke, you reserve that right to slap someone for talking shit about your missus on stage in front of millions of people. The thing I'm most pro, however, the thing I'm most passionate about is slapping people for talking shit about alopecia. And I feel like that slap from Will Smith was for me.
He didn't do it.
It was for me. He slapped him for me.
He didn't do all of that, though.
He did.
He didn't know she had alopecia. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you've been living under a rock. This Kid and Terribly, episode 38. This is a fucking special exclusive.
Special
we had
edition.
to get it out to you because that shit happened and we couldn't let it slide without weighing in. Everybody's weighed in. So what's one more voice in the conversation? Yes.
People
ain't gonna hurt nobody.
People waiting for a guest. There's no guest.
There's no guest. It's
just us. It's just us.
Oh, actually, we might have a couple of guests.
Oh.
But in a different way.
Yes.
Look, feelings about Will aside... Chris may not have known that she had alopecia. And I think that changes everything.
Cap.
Well, you say cap, but how is man to know?
Are they not friends?
I didn't know. I don't know if
You're
they're
not friends with Will Smith.
You don't go upstairs on stage and slap your friend. They're not friends.
But your friend doesn't go on stage and talk shit about your
But
wife's
if he's
hair.
your friend, you know that's a comedian.
I think we need to keep black women's hair out of people's mouths.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get onto the fucking Protect Black Women Brigade in a bit. I don't give a shit if that piss people off with that one. I don't give a shit. We need to pick our battles because we can't just be saying that every single time because it's going to take the more serious cases less seriously if you keep doing that shit. All right? Boy Who Cried Wolf. You know about that one? There's no way that he knew that she had alopecia because most people didn't know.
Listen.
I think a couple of people knew. The people who fucking watch Jada Pinkett interviews on Oprah, them type of people might have known. But Chris is a busy man. He's a busy guy.
Listen, please.
Anti chats.
As a member of the microbladed community.
Yeah. How was it yesterday, by the way?
Oh, it's painful.
Yeah.
And shout out, as I always say, every few months when I come onto the pod, shout out all the women who do this voluntarily. Yeah. Because it fucking hurts.
And if they don't know what we're talking about, maybe you want to tell them?
I get my eyebrows microbladed because I have alopecia.
Yeah.
So these wondrous things of beauty on my face, they are not gifted by God.
They came from the doctor.
They are gifted by Karen Betts at number 1 Harley Street. Shout out Auntie.
She's the northern one, right?
Yeah, from Doncaster.
Yeah.
She's a queen. She's a real queen.
Big up.
But as a member of the microbladed community and protected identity, those things on her face, on Jada's face.
Yeah, you said that before.
They are as real as a 4-pound knot.
I've never noticed Jada's eyebrows.
In retrospect, go back and revisit.
I'm going to look at it. But could it not just have been a case that this is a comedian, right? Somebody who's made all of his money from being a comedian. He's a legend. And by the way, I don't like the way that people have been forgetting how much of a legend Chris Rock is, right? Ooh. Could it be that it's just he didn't know she had alopecia and you've got two people in the front row. Yes, they're black. Not ideal that they're black on the global scene, right? On the global, in front of everybody's eyes. But could just be comedian, front row, these people get roasted. like at most shows.
Listen, I really like Chris Rock in Rush Hour, but there's been a consistent
That's the
pattern
wrong one.
in the
That was the wrong one.
content that
that was not
Chris Rock has put out over the years. From the whole Louis C.K. thing to where he like normalized Louis C.K. saying the N-word or whatever, to some of the other jokes that he's made about black women in the past. He did this whole like documentary on hair, on black women's hair. Even that, like, there were like sus undertones that I'm not qualified really to speak on. We're going to need to get someone else who understands the premise better than I do to get into it. But it wasn't entirely as kosher as it was supposed to come across. But this guy has made a lot of money making jokes at the expense of the black community. And a lot of his material has led that way. So the idea that this guy is like some kind of
money taking the piss out of everyone,
yeah,
brother.
But the idea that this guy community. Is okay, but
communities. I was watching, what's the name of the Asian lady on Netflix? Amy Wong or something Wong. Wow. And she takes the piss out of everyone. That's cool, bro.
Yeah, but
there's some black stereotypes in there. She's taking the piss out of her people. Yeah. I mean, it's all good, bro.
There are black comedians who've become very famous, successful, popular, and loved without doing that stuff, right? Like the idea that Chris Rock has as much social capital, for example, as a Bernie Mac. Two of them are incomparable as icons of black comedy, right? As a Martin Lawrence, right? Even as a Dave Chappelle, who takes the piss out of everyone, right? And he has a whole thing about punching downwards. That was the point of his most recent set as it relates to trans people and the black community. But Chris Rock has made a career. You can make a very fuckery parallel point in that Chris Rock has been a black comedian for white people for years, much in the same sense that
nobody was saying that before this.
That Will Smith has basically spent his career as a sanitized black man in Hollywood, and a lot of the reason that he's got a lot of social capital is because he's been a non-threatening and socially acceptable massive black geezer in Hollywood, and the way that Will Smith reacted, I don't think is unreasonable. And a lot of the discourse about him attacking Chris Rock or beating him up, where he gave him a little slap. He gave him a little slap for talking shit about his missus.
It wasn't a little slap. It wasn't a little slap at all.
It was a little slap.
And even if it didn't hurt Chris, shout out Chris, whose fucking core strength is on 10.
He's got a chin of rock.
Unbelievable,
He's got a chin of rock.
Even if it was a small slap, it was a slap in front of the whole world.
No.
So it was humiliating.
It's a little slap. Chris Rock is a 57-year-old.
If you got slapped up on stage, you'd feel away. So don't say it was an insignificant slap.
Oh, Chris Rock is a 57-year-old fellow who's about 5'7", right? If Will Smith, who is 7 years younger and 100 pounds heavier, really wanted to smack him up, he'd have smacked him up, right? But Chris Rock went on stage and he mocked his missus' hair. Now, what we can get into is why Will Smith was laughing at the joke to start with.
That was weird.
And why he then later went up to it.
That was weird.
And would he clerk someone who wasn't as big?
And I saw another video that was even weirder, but please carry on.
Those are all valid discussions. But going back to the root point was, does Chris Rock, the bloke, as a comedian, deserve a slap for the joke that he made?
No.
Yeah, he does.
Of course he doesn't.
Why not?
Because it wasn't that offensive.
Wasn't that offensive to you?
No, just in the grand scheme of things, it just wasn't that offensive. Because it wasn't a direct diss about alopecia. It was a G.I. Jane thing. But it
was about her hair, right? It was a specific joke about her hair.
And that's another thing. People still aren't even necessarily all that sure about what he was actually linking her to G.I. Jane on the grounds of. It might not have been hair.
Because
that's not my opinion, by the way. It probably was. Listen, I know it probably was hair related, but we don't know that for a fact. I think the joke was subtle enough that only a small amount of people will have actually got it.
If it wasn't about the hair, what was it? That she was wearing green.
Okay,
is that you'll get a jail card.
Okay, so even if we accept it was about the hair, I think it was subtle enough for people who don't know that she has alopecia to not even understand it. Only a small amount of people would have got that joke. And to your point, Will laughed at the shit himself.
Oh, I'm
so
not
how serious is her stance on her alopecia, and how serious is her pain caused by the alopecia if her own husband is laughing at the joke before he turns to her and realizes, shit, this ain't actually a joke, B.
So on that point, firstly, I'm here to defend the culture of slapping. I'm certainly not here to defend Will Smith. But on the point of how upset was she, you can see that she immediately reacts to the joke. She rolls her eyes, she looks upset, and there's that shot before the camera pans back to him. Whilst Will Smith is still laughing, she doesn't like the joke. She's upset by it. She's upset by it.
No. So I saw another video. Where after Will had slapped him and was coming down off the stage with a bit of a smirk on his face, and Chris Rock said to everybody, wow, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Jada was still laughing at that point at the Chris Rock response. It's weird shit going on. There was an angle from behind Jada where after Chris had been smacked and said,
Maybe she's laughing at him getting a slap.
No. She's laughing at the fact that he said, I just had the shit slapped out of me like everybody in that room.
Yeah, because that's funny to her, isn't it? This guy just talks shit about me, and my man's gone to slap him in the face. That's funny.
I will show you the video. You don't even understand. You don't even get what I'm saying. Like, if it's a serious thing, and her husband's just gone up to slap another man.
My man just slapped you in the face. What are you gonna do about it?
She's some evil vixen who's just gonna laugh at that.
I'm not.
She is an evil vixen, to be honest. We're gonna get onto that in a second.
I mean, she's openly fucking other man in Will's face, which is not ideal. But if they're in an open relationship, that's their business. I'm not here to comment on that. What I am here to comment on is normalizing the culture of slapping people for talking shit.
You keep saying that. But I don't think that's the way that we should approach it. They're big man in 50 plus. They might need to chill. They shouldn't be slapping anybody on stage. Hey, they should not be slapping anybody on stage. They probably live in the same pocket of Calabasas. They probably see each other on their daily jogs.
Oh, they're friends.
Have it out then on the street.
They're friends.
Have it out backstage at the Oscars. Say, look, I was gonna come and slap you on stage, but I'm gonna slap you right now behind, just to keep it 10-10, right?
So like,
it should have been handled differently.
Yeah, I mean, Will Smith is very visibly mentally unwell. He's probably bipolar. He needs to seek immediate treatment. However, one of my favorite TV shows growing up on MTV was Celebrity Deathmatch, and you had to wait until really late to watch it in this country. But you used to get
goated
all those like funny characters of the celebrities clotting each other up.
Yeah.
Now, as much as capitalism has turned our society into Hunger Games, we among us have the power and the resource to get celebrities to fight each other. And if there would be a TV show whereby multimillionaires would clot each other up on stage, I would pay to subscribe to that.
I'm sick of this shit.
So if we want to get comedians to punch each other up for money, I'm willing to sponsor it. I'll subscribe. That's $2.99 a month.
So what do we think about Jada, man? Actually, you know what? Wait, I'm going to get an opinion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Peter Abiade. This is
yeah.
This is Abiade from This Could End Terribly podcast. I am here with Johnny Vivaz. How are you, sir? Yeah, we took it there.
Bro. We
took it there. We took it there.
Oh, man.
We decided to whip out a quick little episode on the saga, which has been dominating the airwaves this week. And after our conversation this week, I realized just how deep into your Jada defense you were. And we really want to explore this for our listeners. Pete the Feet, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Bro. Yeah. Yo, Johnny, we need to fight, because you got people calling me that.
Has it stuck?
Yeah, it's stuck. It really has.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, B. I'm sorry.
So why are you in defense of Jada, bro?
No, it's not that I'm in defense of Jada. All I'm saying is we can't put it all on Jada.
Why?
We got to kind of split the... How can we? It wasn't her that went up there and slapped Chris Rock. It was Will Smith.
Do you know what she's done to him?
Bruv, we ain't doing that, man.
Yes, we are. Do you know what Jada has done to this man?
No, we're not. So what? Does he not have any responsibility on himself?
Oh, he has agency. He has agency.
There you go.
But
there you go.
But look at what women will have us be doing to defend their honor, bro.
No, we're not.
Nah, bro, I don't know about that, man.
What?
I don't know. What you think? So what? You think she told him to go and do it?
She gave him an eye, and that's all it took.
She didn't give him an eye, man.
Pete, he was laughing at the joke.
Bro, I told you, that weren't a laugh. It was an awkward, like one of them ones when you're prepping to go and slap a man. That's what that was, man. Like, you weren't laughing at the actual joke.
What, you laugh before you slap a man?
Sometimes I brace myself, innit? And it's one of them awkward, I'm about to beat the shit out of you type laughs.
What is an I'm going to beat the shit out of you?
People do that, man.
I kind of know what he means on that, to be honest.
There you go.
I kind of know what he means on that, yeah.
Yeah, there you go, man.
How do you feel about Jada Pinkett being responsible for diminishing the Smith brand from that red table over the last 5 years? And do you think that has anything to do with what we saw on stage? If we're thinking,
but how is she diminished it? Though?
Was open. What?
How has she diminished it?
What do you talk, Pete?
The red table talk has not diminished it. I think it's actually offered like a nice platform to really explore, like, self-love.
Even if it involves bringing him onto the red table to talk about her banging August Alsina. You think that's good for the brand?
Did he not agree? Did he not agree to it?
Bruv, she's got Pandora's box, apparently.
Bruv, nah, man. Well, but I think we're putting too much of this on Jada.
Okay, so where should
I
the blame,
really think
where
we are,
should the
bro.
blame be laid if not on Jada?
Both of them.
How?
You can't put it all on Jada. I don't think Jada's making him do anything he doesn't want to do.
Oh, sorry. Who put blame on Jada?
Me.
Oh, that's
I
wrong.
think
Bro,
she has
everyone's
got,
put.
I think she's got everything to do with this.
No way. No
Nah,
way.
man.
Will
You
decided.
can't do that, bro.
Will has like decided to come to terms with the jealousy of the multiple other men that Jada would rather fuck before him, and decided to try and alpha the thing out. So that's why he slapped Chris Rock, because he's a small bloke and not a competing alpha, right? This isn't Jada's fault. She sat there as a victim and took a public L and happened to get a stooge who's begging the DMs to slap him for her even. But I can't subscribe to the fact this is Jada's fault. I'm not having that. This is on Will.
I agree, man. No, I think it's a bit like it's too much to put it all on Jada.
So you think
Like
if,
Will has, like you said, Will has agency,
Amen.
man. This guy emasculated another black man on national TV, bro. We can't, like, come on, man. Jada's not to blame for that.
I mean,
I went there.
I think she's very much to blame.
I mean,
for all
Jada's
this.
the cause. Jada is the reason Will's a broken man, but she
Well,
didn't tell him
well,
to
there you
slap
go.
him. But she didn't tell him to slap him.
Nah, see,
No, but it
nah,
manifests
bro.
itself.
We can't even say that. You
Oh.
can't even say that,
What do you
bro.
mean?
Johnny, I don't
Fam,
know how-
who
Johnny
did
just
Will
ended up
Smith not
agreeing
agree
with-
to the terms? Bro, did Will Smith not agree to the terms in which currently is their marriage? If they're having an open marriage, he has to agree to that. No?
But he wasn't messy, Pete. He wasn't messy. When you have these arrangements to have like open relationships and stuff, if I'm going off to bang Margot Robbie and I'm doing it quietly and it's only a grapevine thing, and then you decide to be sloppy and get with a fucking R&B singer who's actually writing songs about it, of course it's her fault.
All right, cool. I agree with
But
that.
it's also asymmetric because
In
like,
that respect,
he
that one point.
It's
yeah, I
been
agree.
humiliation ever since that point. Laverne Cox, that thing from Orange is the New Black, who is barely an actress, but is also apparently like a red carpet interviewer. When they were at the awards show the month before the Oscars, like on the red carpet, she asked them plainly to their face, "Oh, so for you guys, there's going to be no more entanglements." This is Big Willie. Big Willie Smith that you're asking these questions, a big legend. That's what his brand has become. And that, my friend, falls at the feet of Jada Pinkett Smith. Writing fucking love letters to Tupac 25 years later.
that's
He
mad.
been dead.
But even worse,
He been dead.
even worse, did you not see the letter that Willow had written to Tupac?
Willow she wrote, bro.
That's mad.
Do you know
So
how-
what? Does Tupac not deserve letters?
Fam, from Willow.
Does Tupac not deserve?
From
Yeah,
Willow.
Tupac was a dear friend of Jada's. What do you
But
mean?
what about Willow? Willow is how old now? 14?
Yeah, so what? Will Willow
Tupac
not
was
be
long
aware
dead
that her
by the
mother
time
had
Willow
a dear
entered this
friend?
planet.
Mazzoline, Peter. How do you feel about the respectability politics element of this, where people are like, "Oh, us black men, we shouldn't be doing this in these white environments and stuff." How do you feel about all that talk?
I mean, I understand it, and I had low key agreement. I'm not with like fighting other black people, just generally in it. So
Yeah.
I just think it was like I understand like maybe putting them to the side, having a conversation with him, but that was just the wrong place to do it, man. In that moment, nah, man. No, and not Chris Rock, man. Not Chris Rock, bro. Come on. You know what I mean, I'm not with that.
But does
I'm not
Chris,
with
not,
that,
does
man.
Chris Rock not deserve a slap? For, like, let's say someone's talking shit about your missus on stage, and you might be friends, but like, let's say he says something that you know your missus is particularly sensitive about. Would you not slap a guy for saying something like that?
No, because
But not on national TV.
yeah.
Not
you
on
have to
national
remember
TV. I
we're-
would have gone and whispered in his ear and said something menacing, but,
listen,
I would not have like slapped
so,
him.
so let's remove the national TV angle, right? Because Will Smith is Big Willie, as we just said, yeah? National TV for him is small work. This guy's one of the biggest people, one of the biggest stars that's ever been born. So national TV for him is very light work. The point that I'm asking is, if someone disrespected your woman publicly, wherever it is, would you not reserve the right to slap them for that disrespect?
I would rather slap the man behind the stage or backstage, and let the rumor do what the rumor will do. I would rather the streets know I've slapped Chris up in the background.
The streets know 'cause you're not on camera.
No, but that's worse because it makes you look mad, doesn't it? Because you take on accountability for not being mature. If you do it backstage, it's still potentially an immature thing to do, but you've defended your wife's honor, slapped up the man, and you get the respect because you didn't do it in a global forum. It's more G that way.
I'm not entirely sure. I think
I agree with that.
There's very little more G than slapping a man on camera,
But the
on stage, and then winning on Oscar.
But this is the thing, you say that, but like people are in acceptance the Will was justified for doing it, but the condemnation is still falling at him because of how he did it. From everyone, bro. They were talking about potentially taking his award away, like everybody, like Jim, his peers.
But this is where we go back to the exclusivity of the awards season space.
Of course.
So if you look at, they say not everything's about race, but everything's about race. Who really are the people condemning Will Smith?
Jim Carrey.
It's team deficiency. That's what it is.
Jim Carrey.
It's team sun cream, right? So, like, there needs to be context about viewing the type of condemnation and where it's coming from. Just because a bunch of rich white people are upset that Will Smith has slapped a guy doesn't make it wrong.
It's definitely wrong. Because
it's definitely wrong, man.
It might be wrong, but we
shouldn't be dealing with our issues.
You can't have that as a reason why. People coming out with the whole, if it was Betty White, if it was this person, if he punched it. If my grandmother had wheels,
she'd be a
bicycle.
It's a bicycle. That's how the phrase goes.
Yeah.
Shit.
She'd be a bicycle. So
Shit, yeah.
I'm not having that argument, right? I'm not having that argument.
You're not having any argument, mate.
No. We need to normalize slapping people.
No, we don't. We're grown ass men.
Not on national TV, man. Not on national TV.
To be fair, like the slap was my go-to. I've slapped plenty of man in it because I'm always like the punch. That's potential.
Beef.
That's jail time potentially.
Yeah.
The slap at university when a couple of men tried it. Yeah, they got the slap. But so I'm an advocate for the slap.
But it's also a lot more like emasculating being slapped than being punched.
I did that in a club called The Works in Canterbury in Kent. I didn't do it in a tuxedo on national TV.
But what is The Works in Canterbury to you is the Oscars to Will Smith.
Can you shut up? All right, Pete, can you please promise me that you won't get with any such harlot who's going to make you do these crazy things on stage? Can you promise me? I don't want any problems. I don't have to come and defend your honor as well, bruv, okay? Kind of have to do that as an older brother. Just pick your woman rights, because we can't have to say this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, bro,
yes,
I'm you.
All right, man, say it.
Love.
Pete is right, man. What can I say?
He's not, but...
Well, I thought he was right. I don't even know what his point was. Is he anti-Jada? Is he pro? I don't know. Who knows?
I've had too much rum to remember what his point was.
To be fair. Let me see if someone else is free. No idea what I'm going to do if this person isn't actually free. I haven't really thought that far ahead.
Who is it?
Can I have a secret?
I want to hear what Yemi's got to say, bro.
You want to hear Yemi? We can call him too.
I want to hear Yemi.
But that's not who I was going to next.
That's the number one guy I want to hear, to be honest.
Shit.
Who was it?
I'm trying to call Grace.
Oh.
447.
She been busy. She been busy. All right, yeah. Let's see where Yemi at. Yemi, where you at?
Yo.
Yemi Abiade, this is Rich and Johnny from This Kid and Terribly podcast.
Hello.
Please don't say anything incriminating.
Davina McCall, you're live on national television.
Please do not swear.
What's going on, boys?
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great on this fine afternoon. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. We're trying to get your views on Will and Jada. I think I've got my title for this episode, by the way. Between a rock and a hard face. Tell me that's not gunshots.
That's gang business.
I'm sending gunshots for the phone, man.
Thank you. So Peter is quite clearly team. Well, I'm not going to say he's team Chris, but he's also not anti-Jada like I am. So where are you in this conversation?
I'm very much in the middle. I see both sides. So what I see is a man, Chris Rock, who, whether he knew or not about Jada Pinkett's alopecia, made a joke, not a very funny one, about it. Will Smith laughed at first, and then Jada gave him that Tupac would have done something face. And decided that, he had to regulate. I don't agree with
Regulate.
Listen, he had to regulate. It was a G check. That slap was a G check. Very much so. So I don't like that it happened, especially on a stage like the Oscars. And I don't like that Will has been made to look like an utter simp by his own wife, especially over the last two and a half years.
Say what you really
Yeah,
think.
I'm not a fan of that.
Yo, Yemi's potting.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But at the same time, Chris Rock, you have been mocking Jada Pinkett, whether it's about her alopecia or not, since about 2016. So there's only so much that a man can take.
Yemi, RT, yeah, that joke that he said in 2016 about Jada boycotting the Oscars being like him boycotting Rihanna's panties, that's comedy, bruv. That's hilarious, surely.
Absolutely.
Johnny's trying not to laugh right now, but he knows it too. That's big bars.
Johnny, release yourself. It was funny.
Yeah, I appreciate that one.
Yeah. No, listen, it was a lot funnier than the alopecia joke. Absolutely. And again, I don't want to police comedians, because if we do, then all hope is lost. But there's only so much a man can take, especially when he's been the butt of jokes for all this time, and he can't take it out on Jada. He's got to take it out on someone. Because he didn't want to take it out.
That's a take. He can't slap a woman, so he has to slap a man.
He has to slap a man.
Listen, where is the lie? Where is the lie?
No, that's right.
You feel me? So, I see both sides, man. I feel like Chris, he learned the hard way. He found it, though.
Yeah.
Rock hard chin, I'll say that much.
Yeah, he took that quite well.
Yeah.
That's a catchweight fight as well. Like.
Yeah.
He was a little wobbly afterwards. He called the best Oscar the documentary and the best nominee the Oscar, all that stuff.
Here to
he was a little shaky. Yeah. And he's a better man than me. He's a better man than me, because boy.
No, I'd have started Shelling Man. No, I would have started Shelling Man on the stage.
100%. I think we've we've kind of exhausted this. I really was pissed off that we had to hear about this 2 days after we had finished recording an episode with a segment about award shows and us taking back the power. What we should also do is celebrate man like Samuel L. Jackson, who won his third, and that was handed to him by Denzel. We should celebrate man like Riz Ahmed, who won his thing as well. Like, there's some really good things.
Questlove for his documentary.
Questlove, how could I forget Questlove? And I think it was on another podcast I was listening to where they said that even Megan Thee Stallion performing at the Oscars was a first for a black woman. So it was, in many respects, a really good night. Otherwise, it's just that
Megan Thee Stallion performed at the Oscars?
Yeah. She did. She was on the remix of like an Encanto song.
Yeah. Also, that's not true, because I watched The Bodyguard last night, and there was a black woman singing on the stage at the Oscars then. So. Okay,
well, I stand corrected then, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks for the fact check.
Yeah. All right. Well, look. You are happily in a relationship. I just said to Pete, he just needs to be careful with the harlots that he picks. With you, the advice is slightly different. Yeah, the advice is slightly different. You need to know with your missus what is fair game and what is not fair game.
You need to know if she's got alopecia.
Find out if she's got alopecia.
Yeah.
Find out what her triggers are, and make sure you don't go front row at any stand-up comedians, because you might laugh at a joke and then find out within a couple of seconds that joke is no longer funny when wifey gives you the eye, and you might need to use your hands. So my friend, my brother, I love you. I don't want to regulate on your behalf. So please just find out the limits for your wifey. Yeah. And we can all live happily ever after.
Weaves are hard to tell, but you can always stroke the eyebrow. That's how you can tell.
I would like to send a shout out to all the women that saw Will do that and went on Twitter to say, "I need my man to do that."
Yes, I need me a Will Smith. No, baby, you don't need a bipolar Scientologist. That's haram.
Yeah, shout out those girls.
Yeah,
shout out those girls.
Lastly, how do you feel about the No, I'm not even going to go down
there.
I said I was going to go down the whole protect black women, like echo chamber, but I'm not going to do it. Fuck it. I'm not going to do it. All I'm going to say is...
don't protect Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, shit.
Don't protect Jada Pinkett Smith.
Shit.
Man. She needs more smoke. She hasn't had enough smoke, man. I'm sorry.
See, this is what I'm saying, Johnny. This is what I'm saying. Jada's the source of this shit. It's all her.
Yeah, but she's got alopecia. 100%. So she's gang, so boy.
Yeah, because she's got alopecia.
She has embarrassed him for 2.5 years.
Yeah, he kind of deserves it.
He deserves it.
Johnny doesn't rate Will Smith.
Nah.
And he's conflating the films with the person. It's bizarre. Don't know,
Johnny,
don't know how
please.
you can't rate Will Smith. It's a bit weird.
He's a sus geezer. He's a sus geezer.
But anyway, that was it, Yemi.
Revoke his Nigerian citizenship.
I think we might have to. But thank you for that, Yemi. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thank you very much.
I'll holler at you soon.
Anytime, guys.
Peace.
Have a good one.
Peace,
Love,
peace,
love,
peace.
love.
Peace.
So yeah,
Should I try and call Josh?
I feel like Joshua. Kaplan.
Yeah. I'll try.
No, I got to do it here.
What, should I just give you his number?
Yeah.
And I haven't shouted him or anything.
No, I didn't shout these guys.
Hello?
Josh Kaplan, this is Abi Ade and Johnny Vivas from This Kid and Terribly podcast.
Oh, hi, how you doing?
How are you, sir? How are things?
Good, mate, good.
What are you up to? We call you at a bad time?
No, I just finished the brunch kind of late.
Brunch. Is it brunch o'clock?
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Is it a boozy brunch or is it a kosher one?
It's obviously not a kosher brunch, come on, man.
Excellent. Excellent. This makes what we're about to ask you next even better.
We're calling some people whose opinions we really rate to ask them how they feel about the Chris Brown and Will Smith episode.
Sorry, Chris Brown.
Do you mean Chris
What did I
Rock?
say? What did I say?
Wow.
I haven't even had rum.
Racist.
Chris Rock.
Chris Brown only hits women, you know.
Why are we laughing at that? Oh shit.
I didn't actually laugh. I thought it was
No,
really unfunny.
Yeah, we shouldn't laugh at that. So what's your take on this?
Look, mate. I wish that I didn't have to care about what like celebrities do, but unfortunately we do. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I probably wouldn't have smacked a man if my girl's honor was disrespected. But you know, probably good.
Does she know that? Does she know that?
Yeah, I mean, no, she doesn't. But I just think, you know, for a wife guy, you know, you got to do that. And Will Smith's obviously, despite the fact that he's massively a cuck, he kind of has to defend his wife's honor.
Did you just call Will a cuck?
He is a cuck.
Fuck, you know.
He is a cuck. It's publicly documented that he's a cuck. Like, it's not that deep.
Straight facts.
Oh shit. What do you believe has caused Will to be this way? I'll give you a clue. The answer to that might be Jada.
Don't fall for that trap. Don't fall for that trap.
I would personally, as a respecter of women, I would never lay the blame at her.
Yes. This is a Jewish king.
I just think there's something a little off about Will Smith. Like, clearly there's some issues there.
You.
You know, I don't think, you know, I feel like he's been sus for time.
Thank you. Oh my days. Do you know,
there's always been something a bit off about him.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
I think she's just slowly but surely just chipped away at his self-esteem.
Yeah, wrecked him.
Yeah, she has to have something to do with the chipping away of his ego, his self-esteem, his masculinity, his brand. So I just feel like we have to give her some of the blame. We don't want to blame women for anything. Not us. Never. Us?
No, I mean,
Never.
if you want to do that, I don't know, mate. I respect women. I wouldn't do that. But if you want to blame a black queen, then that's on you, man. I'm not doing that.
Shame.
Fucking hell. All right, well, since you want to be like that, Josh, I think I'm going to let you get back to your busy brunch.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Speak soon.
Mate, speak soon.
love.
Cheers, bye.
Johnny.
That was some king shit.
I can't imagine we've got much more to say about this. We just had to.
Should we do one more?
Who?
I don't even know.
Nah, fuck it. You gotta go. We got a nice little half an hour or so. I don't know I don't think we need to do any more.
Nah.
Look, man, pick who you fall in love with very carefully, and the decision as to who you're gonna marry and spend the rest of your life with, boy, an even more tricky, well thought out decision to make, because some of these partners you guys are picking have got you out here doing some crazy shit. Will Smith apparently can't even laugh at a joke freely with his own free will without having to then give some guy some smoke, correct a man's face, a whole face, right? So stay safe out there, right? Because there are Jadas lurking. There are Scientologists lurking, okay? And there's some shady shit going on behind the scenes. And I don't want any of that for you, my listeners, my fellow people. I love you too much. So be careful with the people you pick. Solidarity with Chris Rock and your jaw, sir. Because whatever you've done to fortify that thing, it's working, bro. It's working. Whatever you're doing on your core strength, that too has been working, bro. Maybe you've been on the Abiade Plank plan. It's working. Johnny, any words to see us out on this?
Yeah, I just think if your missus is going to cheat on you, make sure she cheats on you with a skinny white dude.
Why?
Because nobody's laughing at Kanye anymore. Make sure she doesn't fuck an R&B singer. That's my take.
And with that, we are out. There you go.
Normalize alopecia violence, baby.
Episode 38. Peace.